Good day, fellow hunters. This is Jared Lantern, coming to you with a haunt build. Not exactly sure when I'm going to get this uploaded and in what sequence it's going to go in. So as of yet, I'm not going to number this one. But I am just barely starting the makeshift tunnel that I'm going to be doing in the backyard. So to give you a better idea of what I'm planning on doing is this is the shed, which is going to be the first part of the haunt. There's the entrance right over there where that tree is. And so they're going to go in there, and then so they're going to come out of here. And so now the obstacle is to get basically a tunnel to go from this door and then all the way over to that porch. I'm going to be hopefully accomplishing that by creating this tunnel using PVC and black plastic. So this is the first step right here. As you can see, I'm using these metal bars. They're called rebar, and they're usually used for like putting up fencing, like cinder block fence. And so the PVC pipe is going to sit right over that, and it should be pretty stable. The PVC are placed about 3.5 feet apart. And then I'm now measuring what I think it's going to be for the next set. And I think I have it about 7 or 6 feet. So that's about it. I'm going to show you again when I have all the rebar in, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, just picking up where I left off. I'm just finishing up the first step of the outdoor tunnel that I'm building. Took a break. Well, one, it got really hot this afternoon, and then two, I ran out of rebar. So as you can see, the rebar starts here, and then it goes all the way over there. So I'll basically just take you on a kind of like the naked path. We don't have anything on here yet, just the rebar, but if you can imagine, this over here is the entrance. I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the entrance real quick. So once again, here's the entrance. We're gonna walk through here, and I'll try not to fall. And then there's all the stuff that's going to be going on here, blah 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 blah. And then when they come out, this is where they exit. So now they're gonna go outside or go back outside, but they'll be covered. So basically, walk down this path. So sorry for the shakiness. And there's one turn here, so I have the corner over there, and then the turning point here. So now they are in the tunnel leading up to the porch. And they'll just walk through here with some scares. And then the final two rebar right there. See the left and the right. And then that'll lead them up to the porch. So that's it. I'll be back with the next step, hopefully. Alright guys, here is the next step to my tunnel that I've created to give you a better idea of what I'm doing here. I finally got the PVC put on over the rebar. And so basically this would be the skeleton of the tunnel, extending from the shed, curving this way up into the porch. And I'll show you how this was made. So you've already seen the rebar, which is under here. And then, so the rest of it is basically 3 pieces. I have a PVC pipe. It's a 1/2 inch, 6.5 feet tall. And then another piece about, I don't know, 3.5 feet wide, long. And then I have 2 of the 90-degree angle joints, and then the other side. Now granted, these are not super sturdy. As you can see, they're pretty flimsy, and even though they shake a lot, as you can see, they're really not going anywhere. And I can really kind of bend these and nothing really happens. Once these get the black plastic connected on top, it's going to add security. But as you can see with the rebar down there, you know, I'm kicking it and they're not going anywhere. Even if it's a little bit shaky, that's not going to be a problem because the black plastic is going to be secured directly onto the PVC and it'll be nicely covered. So even if someone, you know, accidentally bumps into it, there'll just be some temporary shaking in the tunnel, but there won't be any problems. So there it is. The next step, as you can see, the tunnel goes all the way over there, and the next step after this will be attaching the black plastic. Alright, you guys, so here is the black plastic being put up for the outdoor tunnel. It's actually holding up a lot better than I thought it was going to, so that's a good thing. As you can see, it's kind of like sagging in some areas, and that's just because the PVC pipes were not all cut identical. But you know, when people walk through, and this is the top right here, you know, they just kind of have to push it out of their way. As for the sides, you know, there's a very light wind here today. So given that it's super windy there, these are going to be kind of like held on the ground, either with some metal stakes or even just some 2x4 boards on the ground. Not exactly sure which would be best. But so this is the tunnel as it is so far. Like I said, it's holding up really, really well. My only issue is that I'm running out of black plastic really quickly, and I'm trying to use the best qualities I can. I wanted to go for the 6mm black plastic, which is kind of like the best you can get, but that was extremely expensive. So this is the 3.5mm, which is, you know, right between, you know, like a hefty garbage bag and like the stuff that you put on your roof before you do the shingles. But so it's not the best, but it's not the cheapest either. I think I got a roll from Home Depot, 10 by 25 feet for $11. So I'm trying to see if I can track down some free stuff before I buy another one. Let me go ahead and take you on the outside to give you a look at that. So this is the door they will be exiting out of the haunted pumpkin room. And so this is the entrance to the black plastic tunnel, and this is what it looks like from the outside. As you can see, I kind of just started like the first 10 feet or so, and I have quite a ways to go. But I'm happy with the way that it's coming out. I temporarily secured it with duct tape, like on all the joint areas, but then I officially secured it with some cable ties, and I'll be sure to cut off the excess later. So I think, you know, 2 cable ties, which I have one at the top and then one about 3/4 of the way down. I think that should be good enough. If not, I can go back. These these industrial cable ties, they are a haunter's best friend, so make sure you pick some up. So that is it for this update, and hopefully the next update will be the completed version. Alright, not so much done as I had hoped, but I just wanted to show you real quick. This is the tunnel part that's going to be going towards back over to the porch there. And as you can see, I'm dealing with a little bit of sagging. So what I'm going to have to do is, when I pull this PVC back, you'll see that it gets nicely stretched out. So we have sagging, but then as soon as I pull it out, it gets nice and taut. So what I'm going to do is have to put just a PVC piece across at the top to avoid that. And that'll kind of strengthen both the sides, and then of course keep sagging from occurring. And so yeah, I'm going to be doing that today, and I'll show you the progress momentarily. Alright guys, I just want to quickly show you the supporting beam. Basically, I added, so it's just a, I couldn't find the T, so I have the 4-way joint, but it stretches from one side to the other. It still needs to be connected. I'm gonna glue these, but as you can see, there's a lot more support, a lot less sagging. So mission accomplished on that part, I think. Alright you guys, here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and call this the final product. There's a few minor details that are missing, but to finish it to actual completion it would require another trip to Home Depot, and I don't feel like doing that right now. And I would feel a lot better to get another haunt build video up. It'll just make me feel a little bit better about some progress here. The only thing that's missing is some top beams of PVC at the top to reduce the sagging, and also the connection pieces of plastic that would go from the end right there to the porch, and then the end over here to the shed. I'm not going to use any more PVC pipes to do that. I'm just going to attach it directly to the walls of the shed and the porch. And let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. So I'm now standing inside the shed. This is where they're going to be leaving the haunted pumpkin patch area and entering the tunnel. And so you can see I put a beam up there as well to help with the sagging of the plastic. So they're going to walk through here, and you know, there's some places that still need to be patched up with some extra plastic. This turn really made things difficult with the plastic, because it was just a little different in shaping the plastic and cutting the plastic. But so this is actually kind of like a large corner over here that I'm going to be either have a static prop of a scarecrow or an actor scarecrow. Not sure which one yet, haven't decided. And then they're going to turn this corner, and then of course this needs to be straightened up a little bit. And then this right here is kind of purposefully opened because I do need an exit door for an actor. The intent I have for this is to have an actor not chase, but just follow them. They're going to enter the tunnel, and then an actor is going to come in following the last person in their group, however many people there are, and they're going to kind of just follow the group and then quickly just exit out here, go back around, and wait for the next group. So, and there's again the beam holding up the plastic, and all these little tabs right here. This is from the cable ties that I'm going to be cutting. I don't want to poke anybody's eyes out. This is about 6.5 feet tall. So anybody that's taller than 6.5 feet is gonna have to duck, which is fine. It's payback for always getting in my way at concerts. But they're just gonna exit out of here, and then that'll lead them up to the porch. And of course, like I said, that's going to be covered in plastic on both sides, connected to those posts with plastic on top as well. So there it is, you guys, the tunnel. I'm so glad to be pretty much done with this. I'm going to call it done for the sake of making this video. Cost wise, I want to say that PVC piping, the plastic, of course, was the most expensive part. I'm going to say this little crude tunnel cost me about $40, which I don't think is too bad. You know, I just added a whole section to the haunt that didn't exist before, and I think that's worth it. So, oh, excuse me. And for, as you can see, it's a little breezy today. To knock down the wind and the plastic kind of moving like that, I'm going to be placing 2x4s on the outside to stop the plastic from moving at all. And so there it is. This is barely haunt build number 1. It's kind of sad, but at least I'm getting this video uploaded today, and So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, keep it creepy.